welcome. It is Thursday, and you guys know what that means. It means I'm going to stream without all the rest of the guys, but this Thursday is going to be super fun because we're going to be doing some Voidling Bound. I have about 35 hours in this game, I guess. And yeah, we're going to make some things and some stuff. Ignore that. Anyways, hey, what's up, Miss Bama? How you doing? Oh, we're gonna go abyss diving so fucking hard. I don't know who I'm gonna use first or what I'm gonna make. Actually, I kind of know what I want to make. I need to make a better version of this thing because I like this thing. It's very scary, very strong, but it's not quite perfect. You see, I come here. Stats max out at 20, except for natures can get them higher. And I'm trying to get essence and recuperation to 25. This one won't be able to do that. So unfortunately, I've got to hatch a bunch of eggs and keep pushing my luck. I might make this guy, though. I might make this guy. He could be something cool. But I don't really know. I'm not super familiar with that species, so I don't know what I would do with him. But I think we're gonna go diving to get some more of the currency, and then we'll figure it out, right? And then maybe on the next dive, y'all can pick what I use. Hey, what's up, Paltan? How you doing, man? Right. So we're gonna jump on in here. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'll use her though. Yeah. Doing well, it's good to hear. It's rough out there. I'm glad when people are doing well. Hot as a motherfucker outside today, though. I'll tell you that. Alright. Let's see how far we can make it. This one isn't necessarily made for this game mode. She's kind of just made to murder stuff in general. So I don't really know how far I'm going to get with this monster. I have like a couple of Ursecs waiting in the back that are made for this specifically to just like really push. We'll see. I'm not too worried though. Yo! What? Miss Bama! What the fuck? What? Hit! Thank you so much for the gifties. Thank you very much for the 10 gifted subs. Holy shit. Thank you. You paid for my groceries this week. I hope you know that. Sub goal met. Oh my god. Alright. Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's see. For this one, I think what I'm gonna do is, on the members side of the Discord, I am going to post a few games, and one of these upcoming Saturdays, I will just be streaming all day, and I'll have people vote for like 2 or 3 games, and I'll kind of bounce back and forth between those two and do an all-day stream. 12 hours, just me, you guys, and something stupid and fun. And we'll see how that goes. It's sad. I was honestly thinking about basically becoming nocturnal and streaming like during the night. But there is a possibility of me getting a real job soon, so I'm gonna have to postpone that. We'll see. We'll see if it happens. If it doesn't, I'm gonna go do whatever I want. Okay, we're not fighting those guys. We're gonna go this way. Oh, I need that resource. Thank you. Did I leave any behind? Probably. That's the problem with this build. I never know where I left resources because the way this monster, or the way I bred this monster to work is that if she gets hit, it stuns, it freezes the enemy, and then bleeds them to death. So like, the way this monster kind of works, oh, and then when the stun procs, she heals herself. So the way this monster kind of works is she wants to get hit, and then it'll stun a monster. She'll heal completely from whatever damage it did, unless it one-shots her, and then the bleed should also kill said stunned monster. The issue with that is I don't know where I've left loot because I've just like run away and like a monster sniped me from the other side of the map. Like that dude, I just like let him hit me. I just stayed in, like purposefully staying in range. I don't know why that guy wasn't getting frozen though. Are you like immune to this status? That's so weird. We're crystalline dudes. I don't like that shit. Contemplating doing a tips and tricks video for this game, but I'm not sure people need it. We'll see. The game is fairly accessible, so like I feel like they don't, but I also, you know, will come across like forums where people are asking questions that I'm just like, oh, I can help you with that. So we'll see. We'll see if I do it. I'm trying not to like dilute the channel with tips and tricks videos. They perform very well, but the issue is like that's not entirely what the channel's about. The reason I end up making them is like it'll be a game I did a review on or a game I really like, and people will have a lot of questions. So I'm like, okay, let me teach you what I know. But we'll see if this game has that need. I think a lot of content creators are all over this one. It's a very fun game. Like, it has its issues, but they're not going to stop me from playing it. And they don't seem to be stopping... You know what? I'm just going to get rid of you. They don't seem to be stopping anybody from playing it, to be honest. Wow, you survived that? That was impressive. Almost. There we go. Oh, I flew off the map. I flew off the map. Okay. We're good, guys. I didn't fly off the map. I almost did. Okay. Where are we going? I don't want to... Please be red. Red! There we go. So when you're in the void, the red ones let you skip. It skips a random number, though, which is really annoying. I wish it was just like a solid 10 or something, because it's like, I could either land at the next abyss level of 5, or I could land at 12. I don't know, and I don't know what it's dependent on. I don't know if you have to finish in a certain amount of time, if you have to kill a certain amount of things, take a certain amount of time. I have no clue. Which is very annoying, because I would like the full skip. I think that's something they need to patch with this game. Because, like, this is a fun endgame mode, but... I don't know. If you're going up floors that you've been through before, I wish you could just opt to go through, like, a red portal would be more guaranteed, and it would also just be guaranteed to be, like, 10 levels skip. I will say, switching from a melee monster to something that's more ranged is very weird. The game feels very passive like this. Whereas, like, on Ursec, I'm just zipping around exploding things. Or Small Man Smash Toys, as he has been named. Because Small Man Smash Toys is the shit. Alright, 2 seconds. It's not gonna kill me. We're good. There we go. We got some new emotes for chat. Thank you very much, guys. Alright. Let's see if we can keep going here. Where? It's there. I do like these little capture zone ones. It switches it up. Honestly, I cannot believe that I'm saying this, and like somebody's gonna want to fucking slap me in the mouth for it. This game would be fine if they added escort quests. There, I said it. I want to be clear, not those slow-ass, terrible World of Warcraft escort quests. Like, I don't know, maybe like a pretty tanky Ursec needs to get from one side to the other, and like big waves and bosses come at it, and you gotta protect it, something like that. To like promote like CC builds and things like that, right? Yeah, so I got to 7, so I got like 3. I got to skip 3. Better than nothing. Yeah, like I think that would actually be a okay game mode for this. And I know people hear escort quests and are immediately like, hey, I want to kneecap you, which is fair. They used to be terrible back in the day, and I think certain games can do them well though. Or like maybe a protect the payload kind of situation, so maybe not even an escort, could just be something in one spot, but it can get killed. There's like plenty of things they could do. I think that's like the keys, they just need like variety. Maybe even like a capture the flag thing. You pick something up, you can't use your primary, you gotta get it from one side to the other. Things to like incentivize you to make other builds. Because like I'm playing this build, I made this build, I like it. I mean, obviously I'm not really taking damage, I'm keeping healed, it's a fun time. My Small Man Smash Toys build is still the best thing ever. But who doesn't like Kamehamehaing their victims like that? So I'll tell you, I'm always gonna pick that if I can have it. Because I grew up on Toonami. You know what it is? I think I actually just like melee in this game. I think that's where I'm really at. That's why I like Ursec, that's why I like other things. I think I just want to like walk up and punch someone right in their shit. We're gonna see, should I... So chat, the question is, do I stop at 50, leave, and build a different monster, and then come back in? Or do I actually just kind of see how far I can go? That'll mean I get nothing. That's kind of like my big pet peeve, is you get nothing. What I wish is you could like disable catalyzer drops, but like keep the rest of the materials you get, and then try to push that way. Because like the biggest thing is like, I don't want to push. Like I look up at like level 60 and I'm like, I have a bunch of stuff. This is far enough. I don't need to get much further. And so it incentivizes stopping early if I want to keep my loot. Which you guys know I always want to keep my loot. Whoop! Almost died there. Okay, you go away. We get some more motes. Some research. Get my alt back up. And right through. Okay, we got a healing stage. Dive deeper, he says. I have to say, I really like the monster design in this game. Some of them I'm not huge on, but most of them I like. Like, I don't like the weird murder panther thing. Murder doggo, whatever it is. Morhole, I think his name is. I do not like that design. It creeps me out. I feel like I don't want it on my screen because it'll give BMO ideas. Oh, did I? Okay, you know what? That beam lasts a long fuck time. Okay, you don't deal well with getting hit in the jaw. I wonder if you have this similar problem. Nope, you don't. Okay, I need you to stop teleporting. Thank you. Please die a dignified death. None of this zipping around BS. Uh-oh. Oh, I almost killed myself. That's really bad. There we go. This looks like a lot of fun. It is. It is a lot of fun. So, I've actually been heavily enjoying this game. It's one of those weird games where it is really fun despite its flaws. And I'm really happy people are absolutely loving it because I have had a great time with it. But there are very obvious flaws with it. But it's one of those things where, like, you kind of look at them and you're like, noted. And then you just keep playing. It's very much so... It has that early 2000s shooter platformer vibe. That, like, old Ratchet and Clank kind of feel to it. Maybe not these levels because I'm in the void, so everything's like purpley and gray and shit. But like the earlier levels, there's like tropical ones and like ice planets and crap like that. That is another thing. I wish the void had more maps. And by more maps, I mean more biomes. Like you would pop into some of the old levels and go through those or something. Because like there's not much reason for me to go to the old levels now. But other than like sometimes I just want to be in a different biome. Ooh. Catalyzer. Nothing. Completely useless. I need to just pay for catalyzers. I'm about to just like farm the shit out of stuff and just buy them. Because I feel like I never get the strong ones. And for those of you in chat who don't know what that is, it's basically equipment for your monsters. I can show you guys after we either hit 50 or die. I think I'm going to actually pull out when I hit 50. Or maybe even 20 at this rate. And switch mons, and I can kind of show people around the game if they have not seen it before, because this game is really cool. It has a lot of really cool stuff in it. It really caters to people who like breeding in Pokemon. And kind of like making your own monster and making it the way you want it to be. This caters to that really well. Now that being said, it's a miss in some other areas, but like, I would even argue that this game almost feels like a proof of concept. Like it almost feels like Hatchery kind of just went, hey, we could do all this kind of customization and these crazy things with monsters. Would you like that? And so I'm like really hoping they make another game that has this framework, but just like more missions, a few more monsters, bigger, more like stuff to do. I think that would be really, really cool. Or just maybe don't even make a whole other game. Maybe just add to this one. I guess the reason I want them to make another game is because much like everybody else, I want this game to have co-op. I think that's a real missed opportunity. Which kind of sucks, but I get why they can't just add it. And I almost get why they like wouldn't want to. I think they were just kind of focusing on making good systems, making it feel good. And I think, you know, you can almost expect them to, like I said, maybe go for a second game and figure it out. Okay, this whole taking damage thing is not going to go well unless... Okay, somebody hit me. Can you please shoot me? I'm begging you. Literally anyone. Thank you. I don't regen unless I stun an enemy. And I don't stun enemies unless they hit me. Which is weird, because I should put that frost status on them when I give them five stacks of frostbite. And that doesn't seem to be the case. They also usually die before I can get 5 stacks frostbite on them. Alright, cool. Let's grab this. I really need like a boatload more eggs, but I feel like here, that's the other thing. I want them to add like some system where you can control what eggs you get in Void Abyss, because every other stage has like targeted monsters for eggs. It's like you can get this monster or this monster on this stage. The Abyss is just random, which is kind of cool, but also kind of like, oh man, I spent a lot of time farming because I want another nature for this monster. And so I was just farming stuff I'm way too overleveled to be doing anywhere else. And it would be nice if I could like farm this and also get eggs. Although I guess that's kind of the grind, is where the longevity lives sometimes, which I would argue isn't the best of game design, but I also don't really have a good alternative, so I'm not gonna like nail that point home too hard. Like if I have a better idea and I can tell you, hey, you should be doing this, cool. If I don't, I'm just gonna be like, hey, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how to fix the problem. I'm not a game developer. Be cool to be one. Oh no. Okay, I made it. I made it. We're good. We're good, guys. We didn't fall into the, well, the abyss. Egg. Explode you. Explode your friend here. I said explode. Thank you. Hello? What the fuck was that? Thing just took damage like it was nothing. Like it was its job. Yeah, we're gonna do 15, and then we'll see. Maybe we go to 20, maybe we don't. Yeah, I think I'll actually switch to Small Man Smash Toys. Come back, because I think what I want to do is push really high levels of the Abyss to get, catalyzers. Because, like, I think, especially with how I've been breeding all the time, that's where the rest of my power is really going to come from. I already have very high tier, like, monster stock. I need builds, and I need equipment. Although we are getting plenty of motes. That's very nice. I could actually come in here with my farming guy. He's not really made for, pushing, though. Can you please... Can I push you? Can you fall into the middle? No, you just, like, bugged in the air. Okay, whatever, dude. I'm gonna let you figure out what you've done wrong with your life. Probably will I do the same. Oh, you... Okay, that's very interesting. So when I use my ulti and I was standing on ground, it pushes you into the air and it holds you there. You guys have seen me do it. So I tried to use it midair there and figure it would just hover. No, I just like dropped and fell out of nowhere. That was very weird. I don't like that. Also kind of realizing farming catalyzers, the smart thing might be to just find a level, like a high, like find like, get to like level 50 or something, right? And if it is on one of those missions where you need to capture, or it's just waiting for you to go through the gate, just don't go through the gate. And just like sit there and farm them up. All right, let's bring out the big man, aka small man. As you can see, my boxes are getting full and it's kind of bad. Actually, I can bring out small man or chat. We can make a monster. We could do that. I have plenty of extremely powerful stock to pick from. And by plenty of extremely powerful stock to pick from, I mean I think I have like 4 or 5 that are already perfectly bred and kind of waiting to just be made into something cool. 4 or 5 different ones, and there's only 9, so it's not like you'd be wanting for certain breeds, unless you just like really want the jellyfish or the fucking dog. I don't have those in... Ooh. Where's that Paccarin? Is that the one I was waiting for? I think that's the one I was waiting for. Oh shit. Chat, I think I got the one I was waiting for. Okay, hold on. We're still gonna make something cool, but I gotta set up a weird breed first to try to make a genetically superior specimen. All right, we're gonna let's get breeding. Probably send in these 2. Dude, get out of my way, bro. What? You're a little freak. You was just standing here like you wanted to watch them fuck. You are weird, dude. Like, small man can stand here because he's supposed to be following me, but that other bug dude, he was like peeping. Getting weird. Okay, I don't want vitality. Actually, hold on. Man, I'm so glad I like kept my mouth shut about this one gripe I had. I was like, I wish you could filter by species. I don't know why I didn't notice that button. It's right there in the filter screen. Like, it's not hidden. It isn't hard to find. I'm just dumb. But I said nothing about it, and I'm really happy I said nothing about it. Yeah, recoup an essence. Okay. We take these. So, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with breeding in Pokemon. This works in a very similar fashion. What I'm doing here is essentially, let's get out the pointer class, is essentially these guys have several things up with them. They have their stats, they have natures, just like Pokemon, and those 2 things ultimately make up the monster, right? So this guy's level 1, and he's not a descendant of any of mine, so he starts off with 1 in every stat, but his nature gives him 6 in essence. He's exceptionally witty, right? So exceptionally blank is the highest nature. So I could have like kind of witty and it would give me like an extra 1 in the stat, but exceptionally will give me an extra 5 in the stat, right? So what I want to do is I want to find monsters with exceptionally insert stat I want here. For these guys, I've been going like an elemental build, so I go for essence. Essence is elemental and status damage. And then because of a talent I use on them for the specific build I'm thinking of, I want recuperation, right? So the other one I threw in it was exceptionally whatever gives you recuperation. And now when I breed them, you are able to get 2 bonus stats. So 2 natures in 1 monster. So what'll happen is I'll get the +5 from exceptionally witty, and I'll get the +5 in recuperation from whatever she is. That won't necessarily happen. I have a good chance for it to happen because I have all of my breeding perks maxed out, but we don't know. But once it does, then what you do is you level them up. You level them up, you put stats into them. We'll use Small Man Smash Toys as an example. So your stat cap is 20. Natural stat cap is 20. If you look, you can see a blue bar. That was from the natures I was just telling you guys about. But you can also see a yellow bar at the end of those stats, at the 21 and the 22. Those are from body parts that you can put on with genes, okay? And so that's kind of how you functionally look at your stats. So all those guys had 1s in their stats. I'll level them to 20, but you only get 1 point. So I'll only be able to bring 1 stat line up to 20 if that descendant has both natures that I want. But that's where this guy comes in. This is the same species. Everything is 20. So I'll breed that with the one that has the stat line that I want, and we'll see what we get. I probably won't breed this guy, though. Probably find something that is natureless in that species, so I don't interfere with the nature I already gave them. But yeah. Let's see. Let's look at our options, chat. We can breed... Or not breed. We can build a... Let's get all the way to the end so we can look at stuff. We can build one of these guys, these Guigoons. They're little monkey-looking things. They're kind of cool. Their whole deal is they make clones. I have not bred one of, or made one of them yet, so I would actually be really down to make one. I think they're really cool. We could make an Anami. The Anami it's a cool little fox dude that does fox shit. They're really good, either ice or electric, but you can also make them into anything you want. Hey, happy Thursday, Juno. We could build an Ursec, which is my personal favorite species in the game. It is what made Small Man Smash Toys here. He is an Ursec, naturally, but he's been turned into a genetically superior specimen. And then... Let's see, do I have anything else? I think I should. No, I didn't finish breeding those guys up. We could do another Paccaran, which is the beetles that I've been breeding. I don't have anything good bred up for these other species. We could do the other species, but it'll be garbage regardless. I won't be able to make it strong. So yeah, those are the options. You can build giant, strong, fuck-off bug yeti, weird monkey psychic gremlin, or small insect beetle thing, or fox thing. So fox, yeti, monkey, or beetle. Those are the options, chat. You want me to go for the Yeti? All right, we'll go for the Yeti. We'll make an Ursec. We'll make an Ursec. So it'll be like Small Man Smash Toys, but he's going to be cracked out and scary. Kind of like Small Man Smash Toys. Oh, you want the Fox thing, Tactical? Okay, we have a vote to be had. Fox thing versus Yeti. Let me just see here real quick. I am going to flip a coin, guys. We'll see. By flip a coin, I mean roll a d20, because I don't have coins around me, and I'm a freaking nerd, so I have a d20 around me somewhere, I think. Odd. Odd. All right. In that case... Seriously, do I not have it? Fox it is, you called evens? All right. Works for me. We'll do the Fox first, and then we can come back and do the Yeti. Just because we're doing one doesn't mean we can't do the other. So, let's see. Do I even have a stock Anami, or am I going to have to change one of mine? I'm not changing him. He's awesome. What are you? You're weak. Have one somewhere. Let me rummage through my box for a second. You're also weak. Useless. I should be shredding these, the weak ones that I don't want. I should also use the filter and have more than an IQ of 1 while I do this. That would be incredibly helpful, chat. Okay, here we go. You can work. You can kind of work. You'd be slow. What are you looking like? You're terrible. Did I delete a bunch of these that were good? That's crazy. What have I done? Okay, well, we'll do this. All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to actually do the Ursec, but we're going to put the fox thing in the oven. By the oven, I mean we're going to make a child with another one of the fox things so that it's going to have better stats. Yeah, the rat fox is going to have so many stats when I'm done with it. So we're going to put my actually perfect one in here with the objectively garbage one. That it's not really garbage. I can't say garbage. It's actually very well statted. It's just not what I want. Was it you that I just pumped full of? Yes, it's you. Anything else? No, you're the best. Okay. Okay, so the infant that will come out should have mostly 20s, and then we'll level it to 20 and can fill out its agility, and it'll be great. So we're going to leave these two to breed. We'll build an Ursec in the meantime, and once we build the Ursec, we'll go on a mission with it, we'll come back, and the fox will be ready. So we're going to take this base Ursec. I mean, it's got stats, but other than that, it's base. And we are going to look at this massive tree. And yeah, this is the Ursec family tree. These are all the things you can turn it into throughout the game. Basically, you start by picking type, then you pick primary attack, then you pick secondary attack, and then you pick passive. However, there's an easier way to do this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do this. So it's going to look like that real quick. And we're going to pop over to the eugenics station. And we're going to fix this up right. So we can choose from colors from any monster in the game. Oh, I really like that. God damn, that looks good. The white with like the red on the horns and claws. Chuck E. Cheese, is that you? Oh my god. Yeah, so we can pick from any color of any species in the game. And because going through all of these would take forever, if someone just throws a random color in chat, I'll just go with colors based on that. We can probably find something pretty cool pretty quick. I'm always a purple man myself. Orange is good too. But I've already made a purple one. We don't need to make another small man smash toys. We can make whatever we want, chat. I'm really inclined to go with that white one though. The white with the red, that looked really good. We'd make him pink. We could make him Barney purple if I could find that. I don't know if there's Barney purple. It's actually pretty cool. Nightlight. Like that one as well. Sparking gold looks fucking sick. So does struck white. Kind of like the other one, but instead it flipped it. Grounded steel. Grounded steel or negative gray is what small man is. Small man is negative gray. Grounded steel looks cool. That just looks like vomit. Terrible, terrible color palette. These are all the natural Ursec ones, which, let's be honest, that's cool, but why stick in the species when you don't have to? This one's kind of cool. This one's cool in like a knockoff Japanese robot toy kind of thing. I think I'm gonna go with Divinity White. We're gonna search a little bit longer, but I think I'm gonna go with Divinity White. Especially because it's coming from the fox rat thing that we're gonna breed next, so I think it's fitting. We'll go with that. None of these look good. I actually really like that kind of like molten lava look. Oh, shit. That's cool. Has like the glowy effect on it. That was way too gold. All right. I'm gonna go with the fox. And we're gonna move on to its eye. Give it like a green eye. Or something like this. Yeah, this fits. And the green kind of goes off the red. So we can change how the pattern works, although I'm very inclined to go with the pattern it started with, because I really liked where the red was placed. But some of these look kind of cool. Moldy web looked good. Does the Guigoon have any good colors? Nah. I think we are going to go with the one we started with. All right. Chat, do we want him to be as big as possible or as small as possible? Kind of inclined to make him small as possible, so he's just zipping around exploding things. But we could make him as big as Small Man Smash Toys. Or we can make him tiny. Small boy? Okay, we're going small. Also, there's a bunch of sizes in between. We could do size in between, but I don't believe in, tonight is only in absolutes, okay? Like a Sith. Alright, so. These different parts on the body can give you stats. But let's be honest, chat, we're going for rule of cool. At least that's what I'm going for. So... yeah, kind of like the spiky one. So here's option 1, which is kind of small, kind of sleek, but still a little aggressive. Option 2, they're just massive, very pointy, very kind of sci-fi-ish. Option 3, they're very bulbous. I'm not a huge fan of the bulbous, but it kind of goes with his arms, so that's cool. Option 4 just looks like it looks like a longhorn. Option 5 looks like one of those. There's a creepy spider that looks like that in real life, and I forget what it's called though. Option 6 looks like something out of Diablo. 7 is kind of the same as 2, but weirder. I'm not a huge fan of 8, and then 9 looks pretty cool. I actually really like 9. My vote is for 9. If anyone thinks they liked something else other than this one, I will go back to it, but I think we're going to go with the last one. Okay. He can have nothing on his back, wings, a giant bulbous tail, a shell that also kind of looks like wings, and this weird pointy thing. I'm partial to the wings, but everything else also looks kind of dope. Pointy thing is just plain weird. The bulbous tail is kind of hilarious, actually. But if we're going to go... I don't know where we're going to make it, so you like the wings? Tail is giving boil. Yeah, it does kind of look like a boil or like a tumor. Okay, so now we can go for his, like, big mantis arms. So we can make him nice and lithe. We can have them at what they were, which I kind of like. These are big, chunky boys. We could go with the boil-looking ones. We can go with the extra pointy ones. And we can go with the weird scorpion looking ones. I'm kind of a big fan of the extra pointies or the ones we already had. The extra pointies, I don't actually necessarily like them in this form, but when he has them relaxed on his back, they look really cool. But the calloused arms are what we have, and I'm kind of digging them. Anyone but the boils. All right, we'll stick with what we have. And then we have the boil things on the arm, or we can give a horn on the head. The boils on the arm are the only ones I'm okay with, because they just kind of look like chunky gloves that like might have like some sort of ammo or something. But the head has like a little horn. He looks more like something from like a Sentai. He looks like a Power Ranger almost. I think we're gonna go with the Sentai. You want the water cannons? Okay. All right, now here is the fun part. Everything that's left actually controls how this monster fights. So we can change his element. He can be cryo, fire, poison, plasma, or cyber. Plasma is strong against nothing but weak to nothing. And everything else has type advantages and disadvantages based on based on enemy faction. So if I were to go any type, it would probably be organic or cryo, simply because I feel like in the void, ancients pop up a lot. But I also don't care. We can make him anything. Right now he's organic, but he can be anything. Yeah. Now, that also changes like what kind of statuses you're gonna apply. But let's be honest, guys. Rule of cool, and we're just here to fuck shit up, right? Like, I don't need cryo. Okay, we'll make him icy boy. All right, so now we are in the bread and butter of how this guy is going to work. So what we have here are different primary abilities. So this is like on the other thing, it's them shooting, but Ursek here likes to punch shit in the face. Ursek's actually really cool. I didn't actually tell you what this monster is. He's technically two monsters. Ursek is a symbiotic organism. That's why it's a bug and a yeti. It's basically a bug took over a yeti's body, and the bug can attack and be really, really fast and do crits and stuff like that. And the yeti hits hard and stuns. So the first strike is just the normal one. It's just, he just hits stuff. We're not going to pick that. The second one, Bash. So the Yeti, when I'm in the Yeti form, I use the bash and it'll stun enemies. His ultimate lets you switch forms. It does nothing else, but it lets you switch forms. So this will let me stun enemies when I hit them. The second one is Sex Splashes, Sex/Splash onto nearby enemies. So this is going to let Sex Slash do AoE. But if we wanted to go with this one, we should go with the last one, which is Thunder, Bash, and Slash, and both of them will do Chain Lightning that applies, in this case, Frostbite to all of your enemies. Then we have Guarded Swing. So Bash gains block during the anticipation, so that's pretty cool, can be very useful. And then Parasitic Strike. Sex slashes self-inflicting damage, but deal drastically more damage. I think that's a really bad one to pick, especially in Void. You want a lot of things to give you health, not take away health, because when you start hitting those higher levels, it's not great. My vote for Ursek is Thunder Slash, Bash and Slash, just because it does the same thing the third one does with the AoE, but it also does it on the Bash. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. And then the last one is a Hive. So when we use our secondary ability, it will either, in this case, shoot a Hiveling that seeks a target and creates a Frostbite field on impact, unleash a Swarm of 5 that give everybody Frostbite that they touch, I can do puddles. I can do 10 hivelings that leech health. I'm inclined to do that one. Puddles that apply frostbite. And swarm of 24 hivelings that seek up to 8 targets and apply frostbite to enemies on impact. I'm not sure. Why are these all different? Interesting. I think we're going to go with the health, just so we have it. And now we have the abilities. So the abilities are all going to be based on... we could do whatever, but since he's cryo, I think it's smart to make them cryo. Ursek's kind of cool in that we don't necessarily need to go anything more defensive. However, because Ursek is so naturally defensive, we could very much so go for the one that gives him regen when he gets hit, and just counting on us getting hit. Now, that's not necessarily necessary because he's just so strong that we don't necessarily need a passive that heals us, but we can get one and just be effectively immortal, which is Mending Breeze. So I'm just going to tentatively put that on there, but we're going to explore some things and we might come back to that and take it off. We don't really need to. I really like Snowfall and Whiteout Pursuit because they're just kind of AoE damage things that'll just happen. They're not necessarily amazing. I just think they're cool. They're very rule of cool abilities to me. Then we come down here. We can... You like Snowfall? Okay, we'll go with Snowfall. Where'd I put that? The hell did it go? It's up here. If I could read, that'd be amazing, guys. Let's see. We have... There's another one that does a hit mark thing, and if that guy gets hit, it spawns a storm above their head, which would do even more Snowfall kind of things. Now, this synergizes well with Snowfall because it puts a mark on a random enemy, and that enemy will probably get hit by Snowfall. Shattering Blow is pretty interesting. When stuff gets frostbite stunned, it and I hit it, it explodes, and I always do melee. He pretty much only does melee. But we could go with Frost Shell, which is the same thing my bug at the beginning had. This will make it so that when he gets hit, it stuns them with frostbite. And that'll basically make it so that I automatically get my health back from them getting hit with frostbite. I think it's very synergistic, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Because Ursek, again, doesn't necessarily need the survivability. He might just want to put frostbite on everything and keep rolling. And let's see, is there anything else interesting? I don't think so. I think we might. Yo, what's up, Rekatan? How you doing? I think we might go with... Yeah, let's go with the tsunami. Let's just tsunami dudes in the head and keep going. That's cool. That's rule of cool. And I like going with rule of cool, guys. It's way more fun than not. Or was the tsunami? Was it you? It was you. Okay. This is what we've made. 27 vitality. Holy crap. So this is the grossly strong Ursek we have made. He's Frost, and yeah. Alright. Ms. Bama, since you wanted the Yeti, you get to name him. I would go with the Bumble since he's Yeti and it's Frosty, but the problem is Bumble's a dating app and now this just sounds dumb. I was thinking like from the stop motion Christmas thing. I think it's from like, when was that made? I feel like it's like the Old Yeller. Damn, I'm gonna take him out back and shoot. All right. Old Yeller it is. All right, we got Old Yeller and he's feeling frosty. We're gonna go into the abyss and we're just gonna push, okay? When we're coming out, we'll be able to breed that fox thing and we'll see stuff. It'll be cool. We're gonna get in there and oh, I gotta put stuff on Old Yeller. Give me 2 seconds. I would be remiss if I did not properly catalyze Old Yeller. Okay, what do we have? Reload. We can go high crit just because the 75% crit chance. That's pretty good. Elemental damage bonus, status effect damage multiplier. We should go with that. We can go with a lot of armor. And then we can grab some speed. We're gonna be fast as fuck, boy. We're not gonna die. And everything's getting frozen. All right, dropping in. The nice part too about this game is it lets you like if I were to leave and just be like, I don't like Old Yeller, I don't like how I made him, I can just go in and re-eugenics him into whatever I want. Like I can't change the species, but I can go change all of the color, the passives, everything. Although Old Yeller was actually a build I had been kind of thinking about making anyways. So yeah, he looks badass and I think he's about to be very badass. He's also fast as shit. I don't even think I have anybody this fast. This is insane. Guys, I'm just speed running this. Oh! Interesting. His roar does that. We're gonna switch forms. Alright. Ow. The nice part is the snow clears everything. So, like, I don't even have to do stuff. He is incredibly strong. Super fast. This is going to be interesting. He's actually stronger than Small Man Smash Toys, by the way. Alright, we're gonna dive as deep as possible. We're gonna dive either till he dies or till I just look up and I'm like, it's taking too long to kill stuff, I don't want to be here anymore. Which that does happen at a certain point. He just one-shots everything. It's not fair. Probably partly because of the extensive amounts of breeding I have done to make him incredibly strong. Oh, I haven't changed forms. I don't need to. Whatever, we're fine. We're fine, chat. Hopping in the next one. I think we can definitely get to 50. We might even be able to get to 100 with this, but we can definitely get to 50. Like, that's zero questions. Yeah, we got storms popping up everywhere. We have ice that's falling on everybody. Alright. It'll be interesting to see how he deals with bosses. But I imagine the bosses will get marked pretty quickly and just constantly have the storm above them. So I imagine that's going to do quite a bit of damage quickly. There we go. I really gotta sit down one day and make a farming build. The issue with the farming builds is it essentially means you have to have a build that does really good clear with no passives. Yeah, this thing is not doing well. Although the storm doesn't really matter for this boss because they like to teleport. I can't say it doesn't matter. It's still getting hit pretty hard. Got him. Not the fastest clear on the boss, but that boss is very annoying. He just jumps everywhere, and it drives me insane. Alright, next one. Maybe I'll just be smart and avoid fighting the crystal guys. That's probably what I should do. Am I gonna remember to do that? Fuck knows. Probably not. Probably not. Oh, I'm not in sec form. Hold on. There we go. Must reclaim the land. It's basically Fern Gully the game. Or Avatar for Gen Z. As pro tip, Avatar is just Fern Gully, but they did it with CGI and had weird blue people alien hair sex in it. So yeah. You know, take it or leave it. Oh, please don't shoot me. Not that it would do anything, but like, I feel like I gotta play like I'm not incredibly overpowered right now so that I don't get cocky and do something stupid. It's like, that's what this kind of build leads me to do, because I'll just be like, oh, I don't have to do anything. Like, I'll get up and go get a drink while the snow's falling and killing everybody, and then I'll come back and I'll be dead, because guess what? It's not truly AFK, and then I will have problems with that. Ooh. Big monolith boy. You getting shredded, son. Yep, like that. Yeah, so he has 5 stacks of frostbite. I feel like he should be getting... Okay. I don't know what happened. He went from half to nothing, and I don't know what I did. Something happened, and he just got deleted. I was like wailing on him, and the second I stopped, he just ceased to exist. Nope. No, please no. Oh, but for those of you who have been on the channel for a while, we'll be happy to know today was the release date of Lost Castle 2. So we will be definitely playing that this weekend, because the game's good. And they fixed a lot of the bugs that I had been getting plagued by. I did a run earlier today and wasn't horribly destroyed by disconnects and lag and BS. So we're gonna see how that is. And yesterday, 33 Immortals finally got on Steam, so we'll probably also check out that game. I don't know if you guys have heard of 33 Immortals. Very cool idea. It is a roguelite, Hades-like almost, but with 33 people in a lobby. You can team up with like 4 of your friends, and then that team will get shoved in a lobby with 29 other people. But, wow, that was really sad how slow it took me to do that basic math. But, yeah, it is very cool. So those are kind of what's on the docket for this weekend. And there was an update for Rotwood, so we're eating good, chat. We're eating good. I haven't tested the Rotwood update yet. I think I'm planning on doing that after this. but I'm not sure. I might do that tomorrow, to be honest. Like, it's wild, because it's Summerfest, but there's just so many games that either are coming out, got massive updates, or got massive demo updates, and I'm trying to cover all of them, and it's not looking good. I should also be having another video come out tomorrow on another game. Very cool game that nobody seems to be talking about. It's very sad. So hopefully people will see the video and enjoy it. Yeah, there are just storms everywhere now. This is quite the build. Okay, so for those of you who don't realize what just happened, the second his shield came down, he insta-died. He didn't even get a chance to do anything. He did nothing at all. His shield stopped existing, and so did he at the same exact time. Granted, it's only like level 6, but it's still just funny. I mean, that is kind of what I get for just deciding to go breed heavy and put in massive amounts of stats that are unnecessary entirely. But I can't help it. I used to be a Pokemon breeder, and by be a Pokemon breeder, I mean I've bred like competitive, shiny, perfect Pokemon for people before. I had a buddy attempt to pay me for a whole team. By attempt to pay me, I mean I was just doing it for the love of the game. I was not going to take money for that. Coffee shop internet was not cooperating. Well, I'm glad you're somewhere where the internet is cooperating. Came back at the right time. What, where I was talking about the fact that I used to be a Pokemon breeder? Oh, no, you can take your shots, it's fine. Look, man, it took me, I think the worst breed I had was trying to get 2 shiny Feebas. It took me 2 months of, like, grinding out eggs after work. That was bad. And to this day, because of Pokemon Home, thank you, Pokemon Home, me and my buddies still have those. Actually, I think that one I gave to Atlan. Atlan's the other person who has that. Yeah. No, it is not as fun as it sounds. I mean, don't get me wrong, though. It is really awesome when you have, you know, perfect IVs on a shiny with the perfect nature, and it just shreds the ever-loving crap out of all of the competition. Like, that Melodic was immortal. It was impossible to kill that thing. I think it was like Scald, Aqua Ring, Ice Beam, and Recover. Or no, not Aqua Ring and Recover. Scald, it might have been Scald, Recover, Ice Beam, and something else. I forget the last move. It was gross. This is back in Gen 8, which is why I forget the last move. Years ago. Prep you for arc breeding. So I have not delved into arc. I almost did when it came out, but I was really against survival crafting games back then, so it just did not grab me, and I never got into it. This game has a very extensive breeding system, though, that I really enjoyed, but it is very... You breed for the stats, and then everything else after that can be, like, eugenicsed into place in the lab. So it makes you, like, pay attention to the breeding, but it isn't super painstaking. The worst is trying to find the eggs out in the wild that have the natures you want, and then cobble them together. Actually, earlier this stream, I found an egg of a Packaran that I had been looking for at least 6 hours. I've been looking for it since I was at like 29 hours of play yesterday. Don't ask how I put in 6 hours in this game between yesterday and today while also playing 33 Immortals and doing other things. That's what happens when you have no job and no life. But yeah, so I got an egg I've been looking for, and I'm really excited about that because that is going to make something very strong. It's actually going to be a build very similar to what I'm doing now, just more healing, because what I'm doing now doesn't require healing because Ursek is a monster. Oh, buddy, I'm just gonna let you hit me. I don't give a crap. Your damage means nothing to me. There we go. You're gone. Adorable. Oh, are you guys still here? There you are. We're gonna jump through. Really is great to sit back and watch a game. I mean, you know, I can imagine Ark would be fun to watch. That is one of those games that there's part of me that just wants there to be a new one so I can get in from, like, the ground. It feels like one of those games that I don't want to start late, but it also feels like one of those games that I don't want to play at all. And I want to be clear, not because I don't want to play it, but because I know it would become the only thing I do. You would look up and you'd be like, Cobalt, you haven't released a video in 2 months, and I'd be like, what? Video? No, Cobalt only arcs now. It'd be really bad. Hey, can you drop your shield? Thank you! Let's explode. You. Okay, one of you died. Where's the other one? That is a terrible catalyst. Absolutely worthless. There's my healing. There's your death. 5K hours in Ark? I can't really, like, talk shit because that is... Yeah, I have that much in a Pokemon game. We're not gonna talk about the fact that I have... Yeah. Anyways, roommate and you were sleeping in shifts to keep your base alive? Damn! Some of the most fun I've ever had in my life gaming during that month. The Alpha Tribe was raiding us, but I shortened my life during that time for sure. Oh yeah, that is definitely dedication though. See that? I know it looks super weird to people in like the outside of gaming or much more casual gamers, but that is one of those cool experiences that like you always, every once in a while you remember it and you kind of just smile to yourself. And like maybe you didn't, but I imagine you did. I imagine you were like, yeah, there was the time we did that. That was kind of awesome. And like, it's the games like that that we really remember. It's actually part of the reason why I like Lost Castle 2 so much, is Lost Castle just really feels like a spiritual successor to Castle Crashers to me. And one of my best friends in college, basically bad circumstances, couldn't come back to school. So we spent all of winter break, which at that time was like a month, playing Castle Crashers. And when I say all of it, I mean we slept for like 6 hours between the hours of 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. and otherwise we're just playing Castle Crashers, which is just kind of funny, right? It's such a dumb little game, but it was like I got to spend with my friend. But we played D&D a bunch later, years later, so you know, it's all good. But I feel like that is like one of those experiences that it's really hard to explain to non-gamers or people who are like super casual at gaming, because it sounds degenerate as fuck, but it is a very fond memory I have. We are gonna go fight the robots because I don't want to fight the crystal people because they have the boss that goes blinky blinky and I hate that. Okay, we're Abyss level 12. We gotta pump these numbers up. I can't be doing this. Level 12 is nothing. We gotta get to concerning points here. Especially because currently nothing is bothering Ursek. Oh, I'm taking some damage. It's 100% degenerate, no doubt about it. Yeah. But here's the thing, it's that, like, again, it is that nostalgic, nice kind of degen where you're like, even at this point in my life, where, like, saying those numbers aloud, I'm like, that's fucking crazy. But also, like, I would do it again. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I'm glad I did it the first time. You know? Oh, I'm taking damage because of the atmosphere, aren't I? Yeah, that's why there are those pools on the ground. Okay. It's not doing anything to me. Be back, gotta go put the tiny tyrant to bed. Good luck. Don't get dropped. The young will eat the old if you let them. I gotta get to, like, I'm thinking at 50 I might just sit down and farm because I want better catalyzers. Okay, let's stop because every time I turn around I lose ground getting towards this portal. We're gonna go all the way out, we're gonna grab that moat, and we're gonna slice our way to the portal. Okay. Can't leave loot behind, guys. It's the curse. It's the curse of the snowfall because I can turn around and see all the loot I left behind. That's fine. We'll leave those 2 moats. We'll leave those 2 moats. We gotta go. We gotta go. I can't do it. I can't. If I keep turning around for loot, we'll never get to level 50. Although if I can push this hard enough, fast enough, we could get to 100. I've seen a couple of builds of people who got to 100, and I think, to be clear, this is what I love about this game. I saw the builds people used to get to 100, and I didn't think mine are better, but I thought I can do that same thing a different way, and it's gonna be really cool. Because, like, the build I saw that someone got to 100 with was another Ursec. I think Ursec is gonna be, like, the meta for pushing these, because you can just stay alive through everything. But it was another Ursec, and it was a poison build. It's really cool. But I was like, what if I did that with ice? So I'm kind of glad we ended up making this particular Ursec. I do have a lightning one I think I could do it with as well. And then, you know, small man smash toys. Small man smash toys doesn't count. He can do anything. That's why he is the small man smash toys. Big man Blastoise would be proud. Whoop. Don't spawn behind me. I get jittery about those sort of things. And then I have to kill everybody in here. It is kind of funny though, because I don't really regen my health naturally unless I'm fighting a boss. Because I need to put 5 stacks of frostbite on something and then let them clear to get the stun. And nothing lives through that except for the bosses. I'm gonna move though. I think that was gonna hurt, but I just don't want to stand in it. Weak catalyst. I'm getting tired of these weak catalyzers. They're very useless to me. This is why 50 onwards is gonna be a farm. Alright, 22, that's good. That gave us a significant boost. Like, I need these jump portals to jump. I don't know why they did it as like a dice roll. I think that was a very bad choice on their part, design-wise. I think you could have it as a dice roll if it is the first time you're climbing. But I think if you've climbed to, say, 50 before, I should be able to skip, like, if I find a red portal, and there should be, like, at least one every 5 or something, and that should just guarantee 10 level skip. And, like, the nice part is, since you choose between 2 portals, you can have the regular portal, and people don't have to choose the skip. But yeah, like, those guys didn't activate my healing? Do I just not have that? What did I... fuck did I put on this guy? I have the snowfall, I have the typhoon, I thought I had the heal. I guess I don't, maybe? Who cares? It's not like I'm dying. Alright. How are you, sir? Sir, how are you still alive? Genuine question. Would like answers. Although, what I hear they have when it's like you're in the 90s plus is there's apparently a buff the enemies get that mitigate like 90% of damage or something. And I really want to see the math behind that, because if it just mitigates 90% of damage, that's dumb. Right? Because that just puts like a mathematical hard cap on higher levels, but not in an interesting your build can't push it way. Just in a, like, I don't want to take the time to burst through 90% damage mitigation on every mob. Right? Like, that's just not fun to do. Bro, why are you still alive? I have questions. He did not answer them. He died instead. That was dedication. I'll give that to him. I'm impressed. Impressed by his commitment to the secret. I'm not gonna lie, the snowfall is, that's so cool. I just love that idea. Just like walking in and just being like, my very presence changed the fucking weather. That's like a legendary Pokemon move there. Okay. Hope for 32, chat. We hope for 32. I don't know what decides how far you jump, but I'm gonna assume it is how thoroughly I absolutely destroy my opponent. So I'm gonna make sure that this whole level gets so frosty that it lights on fire. I think that will get me to 32. We get this egg. Okay, cool. That another egg? What is that? That's just particularly light rock. Okay. Boom. Sir, what are you and why are you doing what you're doing to me? Okay, he's dead. How he did it, nobody knows. Ooh, catalyst. Okay, so let's clear this area. My kingdom for a ranged option. I mean, other than the swarm missiles I shoot out. Those are fucking cool. Something about having organic missile pods is just, sick. Okay, he was strong enough. I thought he might drop something interesting, but he didn't. We're gonna go fight his boss, I guess? The boss? Level 30. Ooh, chat, we got time. We might be able to hit 100. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see where I'm at. Please, sir, whatever you're doing, stop it. Or at least be damageable before you continue. Okay, he's dead. Hello, friend. I would like this. He just got bug bedayed to death. That's right, I said that. Got bug bedayed. Went right up there. Alright, 31. This game is an exercise in me proving I can count past 10. That's all it is. Okay, those guys got the ice. Let's grab this egg. Because after getting the egg I wanted from this, I'm just like, screw it. It's a numbers game. So I've come out of here before with like 120 eggs. It's insane. Like, you go all the way to wave 100, you're probably sitting on like maybe 200 eggs. Which, that is another thing I want them to do, is just add a mass hatch button. Because yes, the animation's cool. I get it. That's nice. If I have 100 eggs to hatch, I don't want to do it 5 at a time. It's just not what I would like to be doing with my time. I'm just saying. And the solution is not less eggs. I like being able to come back and go, I have 100 eggs, that's sick. I do not like having to mash square and X until it's done. Okay, there's this boss. Oh, I shut out another boss. Oh, I'm sad. Whatever. I was inside that dude for like a minute. Okay, that's normal. Booyah! Red. We take those. Yeah, I was up in there. This is how you know I do it on purpose? Honestly, the worst part was that wasn't even on purpose. I'm just really fast. So I just ended up like yeeting myself into the middle, and I was like, this is a good enough place to kill him from. Look, I was thinking Ant-Man Thanos strat, all right? That's all. I personally think that would be a very effective strategy to have handled Thanos. Ant-Man would have done it single-handedly, and he didn't even need Infinity Stones. So, you know. We're not gonna argue about the facts that there's too much plot armor and BS for that to ever work, but still. And do it on purpose, please. Now, do I violate my enemies so that even if I don't win with so much overkill that it's not even funny, they still are haunted by their defeat? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I consider that not only an actual victory, but a moral victory? Yes, I do that too. But do I do it on purpose? Rakatan, come on. I'm just a simple Yeti bug running around gathering eggs. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what, now that I have that and I can breed the superior version of the beetle, I'm going to name that beetle Ant-Man when I'm done. And I'm going to make it the smallest possible model it can be. I might actually make him a pure AoE freak. Because there's, so like Snowfall, there's another ice one, there's a fire and slow field. You can pretty much just make like the existence of your Voidling the problem for your enemies. Is it effective? Eh. Probably not. Is it cool? Yeah. And as a long-time Warhammer 40k fan, I go by the rule of cool 90% of the time. Like, I'm the guy who liked the Space Wolves because what is cooler than Vikings? Whereas there were a bunch of people who were like, oh, they're kind of boring, and I was like, boring? What? They're giant super soldiers with fucking axes with runes on them that ride giant wolves into battle. What the fuck is boring about that? And I guess literally, right? Okay, sure. It's boring. It's cool as all hell, though. I also happen to think that out of the Primarchs, Lehman Russ might want to be one of the more emotionally complicated Primarchs, which I find very interesting, just think is good writing on GW's part, but that's a whole different thing. Are you invisible? Oh my god, I was wondering where the enemy was. Bro was just sneaky hitting me. They're humans with broad shoulders and slightly different colored armor. I just see Space Marine. Yeah, and see, that's the thing, is, like, I can fully understand being someone who, like, prefers the Guard and, like, the other factions. I think the reason I actually like the Space Marines as much as I do is because that was how I was introduced to Warhammer 40k. And so it's that weird level of, like, no matter how Mary Sue the Space Marines are, I'm always gonna like them because that is how I got introduced to it. And so that has always just been my, like, base for, oh, I like Space Marines. And I, you know, I'll look at the differences between the legions and kind of be like, oh, these are my favorite legions. Guard, I think, is a much more... I think the Guard are much more courageous and valiant. I'm not gonna say... I don't actually think the Guard are more emotionally complex, because their emotion is, I'm fucking terrified. Right? Like, their emotion is, I'm terrified, and then we have a few psychopaths that just scream and also want to murder as much as these Xenos do, like Commander Yarrick. Sorry, Commissar Yarrick, Mubby. And, like, it's cool. I have nothing against them. I think, especially when it comes to reading the books, is why I enjoy the Space Marines as much as I do. But particular books, right? Like, there's... The Emperor's Gift just kind of makes you go, wow, Grey Knights fucking suck. Actually, The Emperor's Gift is what is the book that made me like the Space Wolves. Because it was just the Grey Knights being like, what if we just murdered people for no fucking reason? And the Space Wolves were like, hey, those people fought for your side to save you, and they're just humans. Like, they showed more courage than you'll ever be able to show because you're not human. And the Grey Knights were like, yep, easier to burn. And then the Space Wolves were like, that's fucking crazy how I'm gonna rip you out of your Terminator armor and just absolutely destroy everything you hold dear. And it was a great time to watch. But at the same time, Guard stuff can be really fucking cool. I also ultimately like Warhammer 40k Darktide more than I like Space Marine 2, but there's a whole plethora of reasons for that. But I also just think Space Marine 2 really suffers from the Helldivers problem of having such a fervent fan base that no matter what they do, it's wrong and bad. And also, yes, they do make mistakes. To be super clear, I'm not sitting here being like, it's the fans' fault and the game's perfect. No. But I do think in both cases, those fandoms, A, don't really understand what they have compared to other game franchises trying to do similar things, and B, will complain about absolutely any change you fucking make. Which is why, on average, I feel sorry for game devs. Because, man, just watching how people try to treat game devs on a regular basis is insane to me. Yeah, I feel like you just kind of have to, like, go, okay, who do I want to hate me for this decision? Is it this group or that group? And I also just, like, man, I see some of the shit people, like, some of the feedback people try to leave on games, because, like, whenever I'm doing a review for a game or something, I scour the Steam discussion forums. Not Reddit, but the Steam discussion. And the reason I do the Steam discussion is principally because a lot of times, more often than not, that is where the devs will respond to things. So sometimes it'll tell me, like, oh, maybe something's bad, but the dev is like, I'm gonna fix it, like with Borg-like. He responded and was like, I'm fixing a bunch of stuff. He did fix it. I haven't gone back and played the fixes, but I've heard a lot has changed. So that's really cool. But, like, I was reading the discussions for this game. Man, people are wilding out. It is insane. There's shit where I'm just like, I hope you don't talk to your mama like that. Like, there is shit where it is wild. Like, there was a whole thread where someone was like, why doesn't this game have monster girls? And people are like, you're trolling, right? Like, you have to be trolling. Like, there's no way you're not trolling. And it is insane. Or you just get people who, like... Theme discussion does lead really negative, and we'll see, and that's also kind of why I look at it, because I know personally I tend to skew more positive on my game assessments, and I see the good in games more than I see the bad, and I know that about myself, which is why I like to look at the negatives, because and the reason I see the good more than I see the bad is not actually because I'm like, everything's amazing, all game devs do no wrong. It's because I am the kind of person that if there's something that's bad, I simply note it and then I adapt to it, and so it doesn't bother me anymore, right? Like, there's a lot of people who will see stuff and it's like a pet peeve for them and really bothers them and they cannot get over that in a game. That doesn't happen to me. The only thing that does happen to me is just because I have like a actual logical standpoint against this, but I hate in games when I have to, like when weapons break. I just hate that. And depending on the kind of game, right? If it's like a mill sim, yeah, okay, a gun can jam, that makes total sense. If it's, I don't know, a Zelda game and the fucking Master Sword breaks, I don't know, that just makes me angry. That's the only time I've ever run into a pet peeve that, makes me fully hate a game. So I like looking at the more negative forums so that I can see what people's complaints are, because sometimes it'll make me go, oh, I get why people are annoyed. It doesn't bother me, but I see why that's an issue, and I need to include that in my review and make sure people know about it, because it was something that didn't bother me, but people need to know that it's there because it will bother them. Good place to see how dev handles criticism. Yes, that is also another reason why I look at it, because I think because of the day and age we live in with games being able to be constantly updated, whenever you're reviewing a game, you're almost also reviewing the developer in a way. Being like, okay, how do they fix this? Or how do they decide what to do? Or did they just abandon their game? Or is it just shovelware? Like, what's going on here? It's just a reoccurring performance problem or just functionality bad UI. I have to encounter every 5 seconds. It'll wear you down. Yeah, that's fair. And see, that is exactly what I mean by stuff doesn't. I just adapt to it, and then like if someone says it out loud, it'll like give me that glass shattering moment, and I'll be like, oh, I hate that too. But if nobody says it out loud, I just go, right, I have to back out of the menu before I go into this other side of the menu that's annoying, but whatever. Breaking weapons is the worst decision they ever made in the entire Zelda franchise. That so okay, here's the thing. I'm not a Zelda guy. I wasn't really raised on Zelda. I was Pokemon. I had Zelda for the Game Boy, but I did not enjoy it that much. I was also very bad at video games as a child, so that didn't help. And the first Zelda I went to sink my teeth into was not Tears of the Kingdom, whatever the first one was on the Switch. And the second weapons were breaking, I was literally like, that, again, like I just told you, I am very forgiving and will adapt to almost anything. That is the one thing that I just go, I'm not playing this. I fucking refuse. And so I just immediately stopped. And it just kind of put like a bad taste in my mouth of Zelda. Breath of the Wild, yep. Yep, yeah, it was immediately, because it was like, I had never really played Zelda. Of course, as a gamer, I knew it's iconic. I knew it is one of the best game franchises of all time. Yada, yada, yada. You know, say whatever you want about it. I knew all that. And my buddy was like, oh, you should play Breath of the Wild. You'll love it. Because, you know, I like RPGs. I like all that kind of stuff. And then the breaking weapons, I was instantly like, I cannot. And I think I gave it to my buddy Ashtrev. He has both my Switch Zelda games because I was just like, I can't deal. Hallmark of the game is that you unlock the epic stuff that then enables new exploration. So when the epic stuff can just break and you're fucked until you find, yeah, exactly. And it just, I think that's, I understand when people like things in games for I don't know, something that's more immersive or realistic. I play games as more of an escape because life is hard and annoying sometimes, a lot of times actually. So I play games to get away from that. And so I don't want to go in my game and have it be like, gee man, the kitchen sink broke. Can you fix that before you get to fun shit? I'm just like, why the fuck would I come here for that? Why would I pay you money to give me a problem that I have to solve that does not involve me having a magic-powered suit of armor, a sword, or a potion? Why am I doing this when I could just go do it in real life and be annoyed? I can go take a blacksmithing class right the fuck now. I'll need to fix my swords, okay? I have 5 swords in this room. I do not want to spend my time fixing my swords in game. It's enough that I realize I actually have to sit down and re-sharpen and oil all of these this week anyways. Yes, I keep them all sharp and all oiled all the time. So I don't want to go in a game and be like, oh, you know how you just took like 5 hours on Sunday to sharpen and oil all your swords? Do it again! No, thank you. That's also what turned me off on Animal Crossing New Horizons. A, the tools breaking all the time, even the golden tools. And B, why the fuck am I playing a video game where I have debt? I went to college, I have debt in real life. I don't need to play a game where I owe a raccoon all of my income. Where's the rat? The rat is, with another rat right now in a breeding pod. That premise cracked me up. Nook is at bro. Seriously. I looked at it. I was like, in the year of 2020, during the fucking pandemic, you thought, you know what people want? Debt in their video game. What? Oh, you meant Atlan? Oh, Thursdays are my I stream alone day. He's running around somewhere. Should have hit us with a ballooning APR to simulate the pain. You're like, actually, why again? Hey, would you like a video game that's just you doing maintenance, or having someone in your apartment doing maintenance while you're having night sweats about debt? Is that the game you would like? We'll make that for you. Oh, and also your job is terrible and every dream is a stress dream about work. Is that what you want, gamer? We'll give you that. That's like, man, so there was a little bit of time where I was like, I might do more of a cozy game kind of channel, and it was just because like I played a lot of Fantasy Life I, and I had a couple videos that did really well with that. I was like, I might do more cozy gaming, and I started looking at some of these cozy games. Motherfucker, they are job sims, but it's not like cozy like Stardew type of job sim where like you gotta run a farm. There was a game where it was like, yeah, you go work at like a grocery store in a small town, and I'm like, okay, so like there's, you know, you talk to the people in the town and like you just kind of check customers out and like, right? Nah, there was a whole part of the game that you had to balance the books and order more stuff for the store, and if you ordered too much it would go bad. Who the fuck? What? Y'all need jobs. That's all that game taught me, because people were like, this game's amazing, and I was like, you need a motherfucking job. Go outside. Because no person with a job is looking at this game going, ah, this is the life. Balancing the books to a grocery store. Like, it's just not happening. Where's the little dude? I'm surprised my ice hasn't killed him. You're just fucking flippy dipping out of existence over here. Okay, there we go. Like that game, that was a wild thing. I saw that and I was like, okay, we don't need to play these. I have stress streams about work. I don't need to add more. Would you like to come home from a 12-hour workday and go to work at a grocery store? No. Motherfucker, no. Right, there we go. I'm sorry, I'll stop ranting about things I hate in games. I just had to. Man, I had to. I'm glad for the dev's sake that those games sold well, though. I just ain't the one. Okay, I need to stop taking damage. I was like letting them hit me too much. Oh no, I didn't mean to walk through that. It just spawned from, okay, it was the red portal. We're good, chat. I was about to be annoyed, but we're gonna keep pushing. Well, I haven't pushed too far beyond 50, so I've got to really start watching how much damage I'm taking, as well as how much damage I'm dealing. Okay, I might start staying in tanky Ursec form. I might start staying as instead of Sec. Oh. Need that. Hey, fast metabolism, strong catalyst. Hell yeah. We're starting to get good drops. Oh. What the hell is a corrupted catalyst? What? I haven't seen that. Okay, chat, we officially can't die. We need to get that out of here. I need to discover its secrets. No, 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 no. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave because I can farm this, and that's really cool. Potent catalyst, we take those. Another potent catalyst, we take those. Okay. Weak catalysts, we don't take those, but hey. I've gotten better catalysts in the, like, 30 seconds I've been in here than I have the entire run, so... this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna farm this level a little bit. But I am going to make sure I stay near the portal in case I get in trouble. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm going to die, but I have something I want to keep now. Once I have something I want to keep, I get real squirrely. Got a blast. You heading out? Alright, man. Peace. Or are you Jimmy Neutron now? Because you do not want me to start being Carl Weezer. It's not going to be fun for anybody. It's going to be mortifying for most. My family will disown me, and that's okay. Oh. Okay, everybody's exploded. Don't interrupt my running. Oh, I love me some Jimmy Neutron. I was a huge Jimmy Neutron kid. But I do a better Carl Weezer impression, so, you know, I gotta be him. I can't be Jimmy. Okay, you guys are starting to hurt me, and it's seriously cramping my style. It's pissing me off. And I can't die here. You know what? Let's not get greedy. Chat, we're gonna not get greedy. I think I could have made it to 100, to be completely honest, but I want to see what that corrupted catalyst is, because I have never seen that. And 30,000 plus 100 of each moat. Yeah, I'll take it. You know? That's probably like 100 something eggs. Okay, what are these? What are those? Corrupted. Minus 100% attack power. Plus 400% elemental damage. What does that mean? So, So my attacks just do nothing. But it... But it maxes out my elemental damage bonus. So all of the effects and things around my attack would just be crazy. That's super interesting. Huh. Interesting. That might go really well on the fox or the bug. How many eggs did I get? Let's check. Let's check the massive amount of eggs. 72. Okay, it's not as bad. I've seen 100 before. 72 is okay. Useless. Those are all getting tossed. Unless they glow, they get thrown out. Tossed. The Carapin and the Nimioid, send them to the Gulag. Ursec can stay. I don't really care about agility on an Ursec, but like, +5 agility is cool. What does that Glick have? +5 vitality, you can stay. That's like all I look for. That is the bougie point of breeding I've hit in this game. Where I'm just like, ew, regular stats? No. Which, like, I think is a good problem to have. What does this Morphang got? Nothing. Big ol' +1. Fuck that. Absolutely useless to me. Anami with +6. Nope, +3. Useless to me. I'm gonna go on like a wood chipping world tour after this. +5 strength on that Carapin. We take those. Like, I'm gonna be sitting there just deleting for literal hours. I will have so much money though. Be able to finish out every tree. I might be able to start just buying cool stuff. That's what I'm trying to get to. Oh, I didn't check with that. I don't really need Packeran to have anything else, but I didn't check what that one had. Sad. Yeah, 3 more. Then we'll get the ones that are breeding. We'll send the fox to the level farm. The gym. Why did I call a gym a level farm? Holy. Guys, I gotta stop. I don't know. Maybe I just need to be around people instead of being in my house constantly. That might help. I might not call things level farms when it's a gym. Okay. Small band smash toys. It's weird petting something that's humanoid. I would pet the other bug, but I can't. Can I get up here? That'd be really funny if they let you, like, dude. Okay, you're following me because I just used you. We'll take these. Thank you. And we'll take these. Now, we need to move you. You. Can wood chip you. Wood chip you. Okay. They need to add like a favorite button you can put on monsters you don't want to accidentally delete, because it would be real easy to accidentally delete something you like. Okay, let's see if these are what they should be. The Packeran is the one that I'm... Nope, it's not what it should be. I need to get another one. That's very sad. However, all of these Anami are awesome. Okay. we are going to... Oh, that just outright gave me a Heavenly Packaroon? Odd and interesting. Is that what's always going to happen? Can I make like a Diesel Heavenly Packaroon? Can I make a Galvanic Ursec that's actually So it gave me stuff that... Oh, these guys are... Yeah, they're fine. I don't care because I can breed those. Yeah, we're good. It gave me... the variant of the species that comes out of like golden eggs that you have to they're hard to find. They're like little secrets. You have to unlock them. And I'm wondering if they can even inherit a nature that's not their own. And I'm wondering if I can make them perfect, because that'd be really cool. I mean, like right now I have an Ursec that I just made electric, but there is actually a Galvanic Ursec that is naturally electric. So that's very interesting to... 11. Okay. You're gonna be fine. And we will train up you. Alright, we're gonna have 2 perfect foxes that will be able to eugenics into the proper configuration. However, guys, it is about that time, so thank you all for joining. It was good seeing y'all. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun. If you're over on the YouTube side, a like and a sub would be very much so appreciated, guys. I'm trying to grow the channel right now, and we're doing pretty well this month. So help me hit that next milestone. And everybody over on Twitch, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Bama, for all the gifted subs. And if you enjoyed the stream, a follow would be great. That's a free one.